Subroutines are not only limited to passing individual fields. You can also pass internal tables, as well as a combination of individual fields and tables. Just remember, you've always got to get the sequence of fields correct when you're passing fields in internal tables from the main program to your form. Because it's the sequence of the fields when you create your perform statement that determine which field is passed to the interface variable of your form. So let's have a look how we can do this. So what I'm going to do is create a brand new form. Now I'll say, let's call this iTab2 write. We're only going to write out the contents of iTab2. And instead of having the using addition, what we do is include tables, followed by the table we want to pass through. So in this case, it's going to be iTab02. So we'll save our program. And then let's create our form by using forward navigation. We'll select to create the form in our program itself. And it gets created at the bottom. Now I'm just going to adjust a few things here. This code here is not actually needed, so we can remove that. And we'll just focus on the basic form of how it's generated our subroutine. So as you can see, it looks fairly simple, but there's a fundamental change that's gone on here. We have replaced the using addition with the tables addition. So now, when the program is executed, the perform statement ensures the contents of our internal table are transferred to the subroutine and stored in the internal table p-itab02. Once processing reaches the end of the form, the contents of the local internal table are then passed back to our global internal table. And just note, this is for a table without a header line. If we are using the older techniques of passing tables with header lines, then this perform statement structure that we have just declared up here would only pass the header line of the internal table to the subroutine, and that's not what we want. To be able to pass the whole table contents when using an internal table with a header line, you need to use square brackets. So the perform statement would look like this. But don't forget, I don't want you to be coding this way, so we always want to use work areas and internal tables without header lines. So let's go back down to our form and let's discuss the internal table that's created for us when the form was generated. Now when an internal table is passed into this subroutine, this local internal table is actually always declared with a header line. And we can see this if we debug our program. So let's add some code. So we'll start with creating a data statement first, and we'll declare a temporary field. And don't forget, we already have our we have our line type already declared. So I'm just creating a work area here, the same as the line type for our internal table, which I'm starting to type wrong, so I think it's this one. And then we can do a loop statement. Loop at p_itab02 into WA temp. And we can write WA temp surname to the screen and end the loop. Let's pretty it up and do a check. Everything looks good. So now let's stick a breakpoint in here. Oh, sorry, we need to activate, of course. Then do a breakpoint. And we'll test our code. So now we have jumped straight into the form. We'll have a look at our iTab02 table. You can see it's got 5 records in, and we can see it's the newer style internal table because we got no header record. Now if we have a look at this P table, you can see here we got the hat sign, and you can see we have a header record. It's the old style. But being good coders, what we've done, we've made sure we have used a brand new work area when we're looping through our local copy of the internal table. So I'll just execute this. There's the output.